Alright, so here we are with this, working on this heat pump. Spare parts have finally come in. New board. Heat sink's actually already fitted to this one, so I don't have to worry about any thermal paste or anything like that, so it should be nice and easy. Yeah, so that's the failed board in there still. A couple of key things to note on these systems is, because they are a heat exchanger with water, you'll see in there at the end of that there's a little paddle. That is your flow switch. So if that paddle's not sending a signal back to this board to say that it has water flowing, the system won't run, so I have to jerry rig up like a little sump pump or something like that to get some water moving in there. Alright, so I've just swapped over this board here. I actually cut all these tyres off just to make life a bit easier for myself. I'll retie that all up before we ship it back. That's the old board there. Couldn't really see any signs of any real damage. There's a fair bit of corrosion up around this section here, but no real sign of any real electrical failures, which is unfortunate. It's always nice to know what caused it to die. The old one, that fan was quite loose, so just make sure this new one's all plugged in nicely, and I guess we'll go from there. Alright, so now you can see we've got all the right lights happening there before. We've never had any of these comms lights down the bottom here because we don't get any power from our main board out. Control screen's all lit up. So while I've got it, let's set this up for voltage DC. Let's just reconfirm some of our voltages. Alright, so set up here, it's 12.9, 13 volts across to here. It's actually wanting to run now for some reason. I've actually pressed it on. But yeah, that was definitely the problem, not getting any voltage out of that board. Right, just for a bit of testing purposes, I've actually taken the flow switch out and I'm pretending that it is got water flowing, so I'm forcing that contact closed. And you can see here, it's starting to fire up. Compressor's just starting up now. And it's just shut itself down. I wonder what fault we could. E07. So EE07 on these ones is generally a flow issue. It'll continue to cycle off. Cool, and here we've got EE03, water flow failure, which we kind of figured. So I didn't have the flow switch. EE03 is a flow switch failure. EE07 was a compressor overcurrent issue. But it's just cleared itself, so I will ignore that one for now. We'll get some water happening through this heat pump and go from there. Alright, this is your flow switch, just a little paddle. So it's back in that position there. There's a contact basically that is open. When your flow through your heat exchanger happens, it changes state. Now I've taken this one here out and I've actually replaced it with a new one, because on these systems it's always the flow switches that fail. So I figured while we've got it all apart, I'm just going to put a flow switch in, had one of them in the truck. That's how common they are. Just got a bit of soldering rod here, just so I can mimic the water flowing through the heat exchanger by pulling on that paddle in there. So let's give it a bit of a test run. Alright, so fired it all up. I've bent that bit of solder there just to hold that flow switch in a closed state. Electronic expansion valves. Something around a bit, which is good. All of our lights are happening here. It's in powerful mode. Let's see if she fires up. Come on. Like anything with a bit of a brain, it just takes a little while to get going. Here we go. So the fan started running. Compressor has not started yet. With that E007 error. Okay, so compressor started. We won't let this run for too long without any water happening. So that E07 error has come back up again, so we'll have to check out what's going on with that.